Well, we're going to look at the next segment, which is the past, present, future. So the first thing that I want to ask you is if you could go back to 20, 21-year-old you, and you're just getting into the appraisal game, what is something that you would tell that 20, 21-year-old Josiah?
I would tell my younger self that wealth is not what you think it is. I believe wealth is being grateful and thankful for what you have. Mm-hmm. So I believe you can be wealthy with no money.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have been able to know that without having millions of dollars and knowing that it doesn't change you at all. It's just, you just have more money.
Yeah.
Right. You almost got more stress and responsibility when you have more money. It's nice because you can pay bills. You're not as worried about that side of things. But I truly think that the game changer in life is just being thankful and grateful for what you have in front of you. Mm-hmm. Like if you ask someone, how much money they'd be willing to pay to save the life of their kid or their wife or something, they'd probably just say everything. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have to have any money to be thankful for your family, right? And like just sitting on the patio last night, watching the sun go down, watching the whales come up, just being grateful and thankful for getting to be a part of that. Like that's worth. How much is that worth? Like you can't really say how much it's worth, right? So I think true wealth is just being thankful.
There's a Instagram account I just started following, and I'm probably gonna butcher it because I have a bunch of periods in it, but it's like today I'm grateful for. It's like today dot I'm dot whatever. And every day this guy, just kind of like this just average looking dude, he's just like, today I'm thankful for hills and mountains.
Yeah.
I mean the fact that we can go walk up a hill and then see there like every day. It's like today I'm thankful for screens on windows because I can enjoy life and be outside like somewhat, but not have bugs eating me. You know, and I'm like, that's a cool account. Just every day one thing.
Yeah.
Just like a random.
And it's so easy to like you see the inverse. Like when you like own a business or like you run a restaurant, you get all the complaints like, oh, this was wrong and that was wrong, and it's like it's a way of looking at the world. Like when you start becoming thankful for everything instead of like looking at all the negative. It just becomes so freeing to you because now everything's great and like nobody can take that away from you. Like you can't control what happens to you. You can only control your response to it.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard that neurologically you cannot be thankful and angry at the same time. Like your brain doesn't allow it.
That's a great point.
Yeah. So like when you sit down and write out a list of what you're thankful, that immediately can change your mood because you literally cannot do that and be angry at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome. I love that.
All right, so that was past. Let's go present. What is currently your number one rule for living a better life? Maybe it's related to that.
My number one rule is honoring God.
Okay. What does that mean to you?
Well, I've found that when things get the most out of whack, it's when I've lost focus on my faith, right? Yeah. Like when you become too self-centered or too focused on some goal you have, and it's not about just honoring God. Like it's not necessarily about your goal. It's about honoring God with that goal. Like, is that something God... are there spiritual principles there, or is that something you just want for whatever reason? So I found that honoring God with, how you go about doing what you're doing. Are you trying to love others well? Are you trying to put others before yourself? When I'm doing those things, then everything else seems to fall in line. When I get off that track and it's not about God, it's about me, then everything can go sideways.
Hey, related note to that, maybe, but I was going to ask it earlier and I forgot, so I'll throw it in here. You were pretty heavily on social media for a long time, and you were like building up an account and had a big following and a podcast, and then you disappeared for a while, right? And then you came back. What was that about? What was the disappearing?
Yeah. So the whole reason I started my podcast, my podcast originally was to share the journey towards financial freedom, and I reached that goal, and I was like super stressed out. I was in terrible shape. I mean, I've lost like 50 pounds.
I was going to say, when I saw you here today, I was like, whoa, he got in shape.
It's because I was real stressed. Yeah. I was really out of shape, and I got sick. I was like sick. I mean, really sick. And I was like, okay, I got to make some changes. Like, and you were talking about you need to get out, get the ringing out of, get the notifications silenced. Yeah. I was like, I need to get off of social media for a while. So I just shut that whole thing down, and I was like, I was thinking about deleting the account. Well, I deleted the app, but didn't delete the account because I had people telling me, "Don't delete your account, man. Yeah. You've got," and it's like hard because I have relationships on there, and I care about those people. But it's like, how do you unplug without sending the wrong message? You know what I mean? So I was just like, okay, I got to get away from this. Yeah. So I just took time off and then worked on my health, and then wanted to come back and reconnect with people. So yeah, that was kind of the whole reason for all that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like social media is a double-edged sword. It's like it's great for connecting. Like this happened through social media. I wouldn't know you if it wasn't for social media. But it also can become a distraction.
Yeah.
From things that
Yeah, it
matter
really
most.
can.
So
Yeah.
Cool,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
All right.
Love it.